Our top story today from the GatewayPundit.com. Breaking, President Trump nominates former Florida Attorney General and Trump attorney Pam Bondi as the next Attorney General of the United States. We're covering this story and so much more here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Our top story today is about President Trump's new pick for Attorney General right out of Florida. Check it out. President Trump wasted no time after former Representative Matt Gaetz withdrew his nomination for Attorney General. At 6:28 p.m. on Thursday night, President Trump nominated former Attorney General of Florida and former Trump attorney Pam Bondi as the next Attorney General of the United States. I'm proud to announce former Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Pam Bondi, as our next Attorney General of the United States. Pam was a prosecutor for nearly 20 years, where she was very tough on violent criminals and made the streets safe for the Florida families. Then, as Florida's first female Attorney General, she worked to stop the trafficking of deadly drugs and reduce the tragedy of fentanyl overdose deaths, which have destroyed many families across our country. She did such an incredible job that I asked her to serve as our Opioid and Drug Abuse Commission during my first term. We saved many lives. For too long, the partisan Department of Justice has been weaponized against me and other Republicans. Not anymore. Pam will refocus the DOJ to its intended purpose of fighting crime and making America safe again. I've known Pam for many years. She is smart and tough and is an America First fighter who will do a terrific job as Attorney General. Trump made the announcement on Truth Social. You can see it there. It's very, very long. Now, Pam Bondi had been a Trump loyalist for years. In January of 2020, Pam Bondi defended President Trump in his first faux impeachment by Nancy Pelosi and Democrats over a phone call to the Ukrainian president. Bondi destroyed the vicious Democrat prosecutors by exposing the Biden-Burisma scandal to the American audience. Now, we can check this out. Watch this video and you tell me what you think. Here
Managers gave you their presentation. When they submitted their brief, they repeatedly referenced Hunter Biden and Burisma. They spoke to you for over 21 hours, and they referenced Biden or Burisma over 400 times. And when they gave...
You know, when very few people were willing to go after the Bidens, especially with Burisma, she was at the helm. Now, note, this was before we learned all the financial crimes and lewd behavior with hookers that was later exposed from the Hunter Biden laptop that year. Bondi is an excellent pick. Here's a great picture of Pam Bondi with Donald Trump from earlier this month. You can see it here. Let me click on it. This is them together. Here they are, standing one and all. And it feels great to be an American again. Now, some critics of Bondi explain that, she obviously has taken money from AIPAC and is sold out to foreign lobbies, like many politicians, and that may make her compromised, especially when it comes to enforcing the rule of law against individuals from those said countries. Additionally, I want to let you know that a large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving MyPillow with an extra stock of amazing pillows, which means that you can now get MyPillows at wholesale prices for the first time ever. Standard classic MyPillows are just $14.88. Queen size for $18.88, king size for $19.88, body pillows for $29.88, and multi-use pillows for $9.88. Go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-210-8491 and use promo code Elijah to take advantage of these prices with free shipping on orders over $75. Limited quantities are available, so act fast before they're gone. A large retail store had canceled, and so you benefit at mypillow.com, MyPillow, promo code ELIJAH today. Now, that being said, additionally, it is quite interesting that the View co-host, Sonny Hostin, was forced to read another legal note about Pete Hegseth and Matt Gaetz. Joy Behar seems peeved. Christina Lila reports that the View co-host, Sonny Hostin, was once again forced to read a legal note about President Trump's nominee, Matt Gaetz, and Pete Hegseth. Now, of course, Matt Gaetz is no longer the nominee. The media had been attacking Pete Hegseth's President Trump's nominee for defense secretary with his leaks about a years-old sexual assault allegation that was already investigated by police. Check this out. Here's the video of her having to read off, once again, a legal note to the world. Here it is. Watch.
Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime. Gaetz previously dismissed allegations that he paid for sex, saying that, quote, someone is trying to recategorize my generosity to ex-girlfriends as something more untoward. Another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Just call the show Legal Note from now on. or really long music. We'll be right back.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't make a career out of intentionally lying about your political enemies on a television show. That's also a large suggestion. I don't know if anyone's going to take us up on that offer, but it's true. Now, that being said, Bill O'Reilly explains what's actually happening with MSNBC and also gives a warning to ladies of The View. Mike LeChance reports that lots of people are talking about the far-left cable news network MSNBC and how their ratings have completely collapsed. Now, rumors are swirling that MSNBC will be sold off and completely separated from the NBC News division. Bill O'Reilly recently appeared on News Nation and spoke to host Chris Cuomo about this, claiming to know the inside scoop about what is actually happening. Love him or hate him, Bill O'Reilly knows the news broadcasting business, so it's worth hearing him out on this. We have the full video for you here. Check this out. Here he is talking about the move with MSNBC and exactly what's happening. Originally posted by the Vigilant Fox Watch.
We're going to have to try to mend some cliche fences, and you two are going to go in there and you're going to try to tamp it down. Because Comcast knew the next day they were going to announce that MSNBC is vapor. That is a huge meteor story.
Why is it vapor? Just because they're spinning it off and putting them in the... Well, they're spinning off a bunch of brands.
There's no spin-off.
There is. It's a spin-off company.
There's no spin-off. See, you buy the propaganda, Cuomo.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean about
I'm just saying
people?
What's being reported.
All right.
But what do you know?
Yeah, I know, but why would you believe what's being reported? You want the real story? Here
Yes,
it comes.
please.
So they're uncoupling their word, Comcast, MSNBC from NBC News. That means MSNBC has no resources at all. None. They're not going to be able to pay these people millions of dollars, Rachel Maddow, whatever she's making. NBC News is saying, we don't want you around. Why? Because NBC News' numbers, Lester Holt and the Today Show, are catastrophe because half the country equates NBC News with MSNBC and they won't watch. So NBC is desperately trying to save the mothership of information, and they have to throw MSNBC overboard. They're not putting anything into MSNBC. They want to sell it. So where's Georgie Soros now? Georgie's buying radio stations. You can get MSNBC for nothing. They'll give it to you. They don't want any more of this. Why? Because it's hateful. Not because it's so far left. The whole NBC Comcast hierarchy is far left. But it's hateful. They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump. Everybody knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sonny Hostin had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers get Whoopi Goldberg's ear and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it. So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits? News Nation may, but CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Wow.
There you go.
What do you think of that?
Well, I'm certainly not going to accuse them of not making sense.
Where did News Nation even come from, right? Just like popped out of the middle of nowhere a few years ago. It might be a new network, but I think Bill O'Reilly is right? I mean, these people are supposedly on the chopping block. Now, what's more ironic is the fact that, I think, what was I going to say? I think the more ironic part is that Elon Musk says he might be buying MSNBC. So that's actually pretty hilarious, and we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with that. Now, have you ever wondered what happened to legendary Chuck Norris? Well, I recently saw a video that he made, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s and still kicking butt and working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by just making one change. He says that he still feels like he's in his 50s, and his wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says that she feels 10 years younger, and her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Now, Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure that you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/pundit or by clicking the link in the description below. It'll change the way that you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/pundit, chuckdefense.com/pundit, and click on the link in the description before watching the video now. You won't believe how simple it is. Check it out in the link below. Now, that being said, breaking, President Trump weighs in on Mike Rogers leading the FBI following Grassroots uproar. Listen to this. The internet exploded this week with rumors that former GOP Representative Mike Rogers was being considered as FBI chief by President-elect Donald Trump in his second term. Mike Rogers recently lost his Senate race in Michigan following a late-night ballot dump that gave the race to unpopular Democrat Elisa Slotkin in Michigan. Rogers did not question the results and congratulated Slotkin on her win in a state that went for President Trump by nearly 80,000 votes. Maybe Rogers did not complain about his loss since he was very vocal trashing President Trump in 2020 for contesting the highly controversial and improbable results of the 2020 election. Recently, shocking comments by Rogers have resurfaced, exposing his allegiance to the security state. Here's Mike Rogers joking about how he would have Eric Snowden assassinated for exposing deep state operations. Check this out. Here's the original video from the X account. Watch.
Let me talk about the European award and his nomination. I must admit, in my darker moments over the past several months, I had also thought of nominating Mr. Snowden, but it was for a different list. Okay. Okay.
I can help you with that. Oh, there's cameras here too. I forgot about that.
Wow, very funny. It's definitely the guy that we want in charge of our intelligence operation in the United States. Now, Rogers also went on NPR to argue that Nunes' memo that revealed illegal FBI spying on the Trump campaign and his family members should be suppressed. There's literally no worse appointment possible than choosing Mike Rogers for FBI director or any government position at all. He's the single most devoted loyalist to the U.S. security state in all of its multifaceted abuses. It doesn't get any worse than Mike Rogers, according to Glenn Greenwald. Here's a compilation of Mike Rogers defending the warrantless surveillance of Americans. He said Mike Rogers was one of the most passionate defenders of the Patriot Act, the NSA, and the warrantless surveillance of Americans. We would love to get 1/10 of what Google has on you. Indeed. Thanks, Justin Mash, for the video. Check this out. We have the full video for you here.
And I credit George Bush and his administration for assembling this new intelligence community. They passed the Patriot Bill that allows and takes the handcuffs off our intelligence services. Policymakers back here use words like illegal wiretap.
The domestic surveillance program of the NSA, it could be abused.
We're already seeing pressure on the Patriot Act that maybe we don't need it now. Couldn't be further from the truth. The bulk telephone metadata program is legal and effective. Provisions of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act expire at the end of this month. We need to rapidly reauthorize these provisions, and we need to work toward making these tools permanent as a part of our arsenal. Self-restriction, big problem in U.S. intelligence collection. We're the only intelligence service in the world that is forced to go to a court. But we always joked in the intelligence space, we would love to get 1/10 of what Google has on you.
I supported these programs when they were classified, and I support these programs today.
Interesting. Well, I hope that guy doesn't take over our intelligence agencies. Trump, please, whatever you do, don't let these idiots back into your cabinet. We already lost Gaetz. We don't want a repeat of your first administration. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Thank you for watching the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. Don't forget to sign up for our mug club, which I don't know what happened to the mug, but I have it somewhere. It's probably being washed. It's a great mug. It's weighty. It's embossed with our logo, and it's a great way to start your morning with a fresh cup of coffee. Have a great rest of the week, as always. And may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.